Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are working on our debugger, and today's task is trying to finish our GUI. So, context for the project. This is our really basic debugger. We are running this program debuggy.zig, and we have injected some breakpoints by rewriting the binary and using ptrace to get control back to the parent process when those trap instructions are hit. We have implemented continue, which means that when we rewrite, we have rewritten the binary to inject a trap instruction. We then go and heal that thing before continuing on, and then insert the breakpoint after we've moved out that instruction. And now we see we're at debuggy zig 19. We click again, we're at debuggy zig 16, and we can see down here in our standard output that we are logging some variables here. So we have a variable x that is an i32 and his value is 5, variable y, u8, his value is 6, and these are changed from the previous iteration of the loop where they were different values, and we can see that the print from the child process is kind of mirroring the values that we are seeing here. So that's pretty cool. We can hit continue a few times and we get finished. And that's the current state. It's working okay. We have this really simple debug application, or this debuggy that we are testing with. We can at least run through that thing. But it's not very useful in its current form because what you want to do when you have a debugger is you want to look at stuff presumably inside the program. And so we've been slowly working on this GUI, and today's task is to try to finish it off. So take what we have here and extend it to show the current source, the current registers, current local variables, show our breakpoints with little red dots, and show maybe the source view with the current line, and then probably if we get through all of that, we'll integrate our terminal output. So that is the plan. That is the plan. And I don't think there's really much else to say, so let's just jump in. We are using QML for our GUI framework, which is in C++ kind of. You need to go through C++ Qt, so we've got some Zig app going through some C++ bindings that hold state into some QML that's doing most of the heavy lifting. So if we go into our dsphero, which is kind of a little joke because my name is kind of a bug, and so for debugging, we're kind of despheroing. We run our GUI from the Zig side. And what happens in here right now, I do not remember. So let's take a look. We have we have a step function. So while we run this thing, we basically just continually step through this thing. Each step, we check if we are allowed to continue. Cool. And then when we hit a breakpoint, we set some state on the C++ side. Right, so we set the current file and line. And so probably here, if we want to show current registers, we probably want to do something something like this. Send the current registers that we already have over to the GUI. But these registers are kind of in this C user reg struct. It would be kind of nice to have some sort of abstraction around those things. Presumably, we want to go arbitrary register name to arbitrary register value. That's kind of what my gut is telling me. So probably in our C bindings to the C++ side of stuff, let's take a look at making something that's what was it? Set registers. So we're going to do something void set registers with our GUI handle and our registers. And maybe we will make our registers a structure that has the name. Fuck, I don't know how to write this language. Give me a second. His name. Probably, I mean, we could use null termination here. That's probably fine. I'm okay with null terminating. And then we will also have his value, which I guess for now, we can probably get away with just a uint64t. Because right now we don't really have a capability of printing out structs or anything, so this is kind of a little cheat. But in the future, if we continue on significantly with this project, we'll want to have some sort of tree structure. Oh no, this is registers, sorry. For registers, it's okay to always have values. For variables, we might want to get a little crazy, but this is fine for now. So this is going to be like const struct register star registers, and then we'll have size t nom registers. And that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Then we'll go to GUI CPP and we will set up our bindings, which will kind of pipe this into the Q object that we are using for our backend. So we'll kind of do this. This guy will take in registers and nom registers, certainly. And then this will be in like app.h, I think is what we're calling it right now. We'll be like, whoop. So now this is like a member function, so he doesn't need to take in the state thing. He's still going to take in the registers like this, and then we're going to have to do something with those things. Okay. Let me look. What's in here right now? Debugger state is a Q string. Oh, sure. Okay. It would be kind of nice, actually, I think, to kind of couple all of this stuff to one signal, but I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. It's a little bit more work to specify everything individually, but we'll live. So here we're going to have a Q vector of types, like of a type that specifies like a register. So I guess here we kind of want like struct GUI reg. And if I remember correctly, we were looking at this a little bit before stream. And if you put this Q gadget macro in here, Qt should auto-generate bindings so that QML like knows about how to interact with this type from the scripting language, right? Because there's no like C++ reflection, but with Qt, you run this thing called mock. And if you run mock, it will like parse your C++ and look for like this like Q object macro and this Q gadget macro. And it will like parse your C++ file with its own parser and then try to generate like string to name bindings, which is really funny. It's kind of fucking whack, but you know, it is what it is. And so here we're going to be like, we have the name. And here I think we probably want QString here. Because we want to copy the string out from, like when the function is called from Zigland, we're kind of assuming that the pointer is only valid for the duration of the function call. So this will copy the string out. And then the value, we can still store as a uint64t here probably. And hopefully the automock will kind of handle this for us. So we'll see. We'll put regs in here and we'll say when you want to get your registers, you call get registers, and that when the registers are changed, we will notify you with regs changed. Wow, look at us go. So if we're going to do that, we need a regs changed signal, as well as we need a get regs function, which is going to lock our mutex because the GUI is running on a separate thread. So we need to make sure that everybody is in sync with each other. And he is going to return regs, which means he is supposed to return a Q vector of GUI reg. GUI reg? GUI, I said rect. I did it again. It's a hard life over here. And then here we just need to say like Q vector GUI reg is regs equal, sure. Now all I have to do is when we set these things, we have to lock our mutex, update our state, and then emit the correct signal. So the correct signal is regs changed, okay? And then here we just need to be like m regs clear, and for size t I equals 0, I is less than nom registers, plus I, m regs dot append registers I. And this is wrong too. This needs to be a GUI reg kind of like defined with registers I dot name and registers I dot value. And I think that this will auto cast everything that needs to get cast. I think. No matching constructor. Is it this way with swirly braces? Do I have to write QString here? I thought that this worked. It's been a long time since I've wrote a lot of C++, so I might be misremembering. But I thought that this was supposed to auto-initialize things in the order that you specified them. Maybe I'm just a fucking dumbass, though. So we could do GUI reg name. Whoa. What's going on here? Why can't I access this? Oh, I think that maybe QGadget maybe ends up with some, like, putting private in here. Maybe it may have to write public, even though it's a structure. Let's see if that kind of fixes shit up. Oh, and that also explains the constructor thing. Obviously, that won't work. Okay, so this is looking a little better. So we'll do it this way. Fine. Fine. If that is what you are asking us to do, that is what we will do. Okay. So I think, did we get everything kind of hooked up right? Oopsies. What the fuck did I just do? I did spell num registers wrong here. That's okay. I'm more interested about the GUI zig side. Did we call this right? Set registers. We are supposed to make our own, like, the C structure here. So here we're missing, like, make C regs from self debugger regs or something, right? And then we'll probably defer some sort of, like, freeze C regs. And then here we're going to pass in regs. Maybe we should call these C regs here, just to be super clear. All right. So now, if we have some function, make C regs, and he returns a C dot, is it dot C? GUI pp? I think is what we called it. I think it's a slice of GUI pp register. And this is a C debugger type of debugger regs or something. Is it let me do that? I'm actually not sure. C user reg struct. So I don't really know how I'm supposed to, like, get this type out. We'll see. We'll comment this out for now because I don't want to deal with it. And I guess we need an allocator, certainly, right? So we're going to do some sort of, like, zig reflection here, where we try to iterate, like, stood meta fields of regs, right? And can we do, like, does this have, like, stood meta fields for type of regs, which I guess probably needs to be done here as well. Let's do this. And I assume that this is going to turn a thing that has, like, a length. Oh, I'm just calling this twice, like a dumbass. Fields. Okay, so you, like, alloc. This must be comp time, I assume. No, this is not comp time. So wait, if this gives me fields, how do I get, like, the value of those fields? It's like you access by, like, field. Yeah, you do something like that. You do something like that. Okay. So we're gonna, like, allocate fields len of like whatever type we're trying to make, a GUI pp register. Okay, that feels right. This thing must be failable if he's allocating. That's just the way it works. And we're gonna go reg name, I think is what comes out of here. And so we're gonna have can we do, like, I here as well? I don't know if this is, or 0 to I don't know if this is allowed here, but it might be. It might be, so we'll find out. Out I name is equal to reg.name. Boom. And the value is going to equal regs. Sorry. Field regs reg name or something. We'll see how this plays out. So Zig build, how fucked are we? Probably very fucked, but maybe not very fucked. We'll find out. So debugger has no field name regs. Yeah, that makes sense. Can we do like regs as any type here? And then we don't have to deal with this? It's possible that that will work. Make creg accept to 2 arguments. That's true. That is very true. Self.alloc maybe? Do we not have an allocator here right now? We need one. We need one. We need an allocator. We always need an allocator. Okay. Meta field type might work too. Ah, nice. Yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. Good eye. Okay, set registers. He's mad because we have cregs.pointer here and cregs.len here, but only if we try running this. Oh, wow, that compiled. That's crazy. Okay. Let's look at our QML and just do like a component on complete, I think is what it's called. Can we just like console log debugger regs? I think is what we called them. I already forgot. Registers, maybe, I don't know. On completed. There we go. Yeah, let's fucking run it. I mean, that's a good fucking sign. So can I do like GUI reg name? Can we look at this? He doesn't like that. So it looks like the Q gadget thing did not generate what we wanted. I wonder if we can see the output of app mock here. Can we look at like GUI reg here? Yeah, so it looks like we are not, I think we have to define properties still probably. Probably. App.h. Let's look at, I think you still need to do like, can we just do like Q property, Q string name? Can we just do this? It's possible. He's mad because no field name in GUI reg. So do I have to also define the name? There's like a member thing in here. Q property member. If I remember correctly. Right, so I just define the member. So it's just like name, member name, member value, and then here we still have to do like the Q string name and uint64t value. It's probably what we're supposed to do here. Although there might be name collision there if we do it like that. We'll see. He looks relatively happy. And we are seeing R15 here getting printed, which is pretty sick. Pretty sick. So now we can like try to construct like a little thing. I wanted to know, like, I'm kind of picturing like, you know, something where you have like source code, you have like your deep breakpoint, you have like maybe like an arrow pointing to the current line, and then you have like source code. And I'm kind of imagining like over here you have like local variables or registers as like a tabulated thing, and then you have like, you know, R1, R2, R3. And what I don't really know about QML here is I want to know if you can like kind of like resize this thing. Like, can you have like QML resize like I want to like resize grid. Like, is that like a thing that you can do? Just use QML binding and anchoring. So do they just hand make? They just hand make the slider then? Where's their like on click thing? Mouse area here. Wait, no, here. Mouse area on clicked grid view height. That's not really what I want. I want like a slider. QML slider separator. I think slider refers to like a number value. I want like more like a QML draggable separator. That's kind of more what I want. Split view? Lays out items with a draggable splitter between each item. Hell yeah, dude. I don't have to write it myself. Right, so now we just have to kind of like define like the order of our layout. So right now, let's just kind of, does this thing have an orientation? Yeah, it does. Sick. So let's for now just take what we have right now and put this in a split view. Okay. And probably this needs to be imported from something, which we have. Okay. Seems fine. I don't know why he's mad about it. We'll see if it figures itself out. And can we just in here be like text hello world? Let's just start here and just see what that does. Split view is not a type. So he's just a lying piece of shit. Right? Am I crazy? Import Qt quick controls, inherits container, 6.7. What version of Qt am I on? I'm pretty sure that we're on Qt 6.7. How do I check this? We are pulling this from, yeah, 6.7. Qt 6.7. So what the fuck? Have I spelt this wrong? The fuck? Split view not resolved. Like, am I stupid? You need to import 213. God damn it. All right. Serves me right for copying an example earlier. Okay. So this doesn't look very split view. Maybe we need to have like a layout thing inside specifying. Here we go. So can we do like this guy maybe has to fill his parent? Maybe so that the split view has, here we go. There we go. I mean, so there's some very obvious problems here, right? But we sure are, this sure is a split view. Okay. Presumably, we have to like wrap this stuff somehow. But maybe we'll get to that later. For now, let's just make our register layout view. So this is going to be like, sorry, I'm thinking. I think we want to have like a list view. And he is going to be backed by the content of the registers. So I think we can do like something like this. List view. And you say, hey, we have a list view, sure. And our model is going to be from debugger.registers. I forget what it's called. App.h. We called it regs. So each item in the list is going to be one of the elements in this thing. Then we say, for each thing, we're going to make a delegate, and the delegate is just going to write out the item.name. So I think that QML is kind of fucked, and we can just do like name plus value. I think that this is how this works. It would be nice to look over here. So it doesn't look good. Name is not defined. So I was wrong. I was wrong. Can we print out like item, I think? Like how do I access the thing in the model? List view, view width. I just want like, is it item? Current item? Current item, oh, current item, the current index property holds the index of the current item, and the current item holds the current item. So can we just like, can we just print out like current item here? Name. Still no bueno. Current item is not defined. So we must be confused. Can we look for an example of where current item is used? List dot current item. Oh, so this is like what's selected. So this isn't what I want. There's something here where like the name binding is not working correctly. Is it possible that I forgot to build and get the new auto mock? Let's double check that the mocked thing is correct. So app mock CPP here. So this is looking a lot more promising, right? We have GUI, reg, name, and value. So can we look at like the GUI reg implementation here? They have definitely, they are propagating the string and value here. And can we look for, right here, we have the field 0 goes to name and 1 goes to value. And I'm assuming that somewhere they go into these like strings somewhere. Static meta object. Yeah, so they've constructed this thing somehow. Yeah, okay. Then I don't understand why this isn't working. Can we, oh, and we already know that the name is working correctly because we tested that with like our print at the beginning. So the problem is probably more this debugger.regs model. So can we do, let's just start with like, what if we just do like 10? And then how do I like use a list view? Here is an example of numbers. Can I like, I'm missing a piece where you can get like the current item, not just a field from the item. Okay, the delegate provides a template defining each item instantiated by the view. The index is exposed as accessible index property. Properties of the model are also available depending on the type of data model. Oh, okay, okay. So let's try index here. Let's see how that feels. Okay, here we go, here we go. Big chilling. So now we're just going to be like, yo, each of these things is going to be like text of this thing to this thing. And I want like property var elem. Can we just do this? Is this. And then we can use elem by name like this. I think is how this works. We throw a plus here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh wow, it's even like scrollable like this. It's kind of funny. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Show registers. Now, it would be nice to have like a global font size here. Property font font size. Can we set like default font size? QML default font size. Can I like set that everywhere somehow? Set default font for QML controls. App set font. From C++. QML set font. Is this like a thing that I can, or like on like the application window maybe? Font. Oh, he does have a font property. Default font. So maybe. Like if we do like font. And how do I do this? I guess we just like font size is 16 or something. Point size. Does that apply everywhere? No, this doesn't really feel like it made anything. Oh, this feels bigger. But it doesn't feel like it made it down here. Can we just do like if we bind it like this, does that kind of make it feel bigger? No, weird. Oh, this because it's window.font.point size. That's a really good point. There we go. Okay, we'll do that for now. Because we are, 12 is too small for our poor little eyes on our tiny little window. Sure. And then maybe we want to get crazy. Maybe we want to get crazy. And maybe we want to add like a drop down for the format. So how do you do like QML drop down? Because maybe we want them hex formatted. You know? So okay. So we do like model is a list model where we define our elements as a list element text decimal, right? And hexadecimal. Combo box is not resolved. Is it capital B? Yeah, it is. So now in here, we have this repeated per thing. That's not what we want. I kind of want this to be before the list view, I guess. So this we kind of want to be grouped together as like our register section in an item. And then we have our drop down at the top. Okay, now somehow that fucked up this list view. Probably because this whole thing actually needs to be in a column like this, not an item. And then here, each delegate doesn't need to be in its own column. It can just be a text box like this. Let's try that again. Still no text here, which is kind of surprising. Can we do like width, parent width, and like height like 100? Like if we specify our height here, so that does show. It's now that we need to probably do like a column layout, probably makes more sense. And then we do like a layout, fill height true, and we want to fill the width as well. And then on the combo box here, we kind of want it to use like as little bit space as you can, but still fill the width. Oh, fuck me. I've never done that before. How do I recover from this? There we go. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. What am I doing? Here we go. There we go. So we have our decimal, hexadecimal drop down now. And now we can say, depending on the state here, we can put the value as like hex. First of all, if I do like hex like this, is that how we do hexadecimal? No. JavaScript format number hex. 2-string 16. Let's see if that kind of does something. That does look like those are hexadecimal numbers, which is sick. And so now we just have to be like, can we attach a value to this thing? We can attach kind of whatever we want here, right? So we can have our list element. Maybe we'll call this, oh, he does have text. So the combo box must have like a requirement on what is in here, right? So his model, like, How does it know? You know? I actually don't really understand how he could know, but we can kind of assume text is a special property, and then we can probably assume that we can put like a value 10 here. And can we do, how did they do it over here? Was it semicolons in between? It was semicolons in between. And then here we can do value 16. And then we look at the current item. So we'll call this the like format combo box. And here we can probably just look at the format combo box and use that as a way to specify this number. Right, so here can we do like format combo current item dot value. That would be so cool. So no bueno there. Can't read value of undefined. And then also he doesn't like this like I thought he would. Like even the combo box himself seems to have lost these things. So I wonder how this like combo box model is supposed to work. How to use models combo box. Yeah, okay. Does he talk about like the text field here? Maybe it's part of like the list. Maybe it's part of like the list item, list element. I saw something in that Stack Overflow post that was talking about like display role, and that's sounding very familiar. I think that there are roles. So on like a queue object, you'd be like, how am I supposed to display this thing? And I think it's likely that the, so this is getting text roles. Okay. I see. So I wonder, list model. Okay, roles are sounding very familiar. So here they have list elements that just say like cost in here. So if we were to write cost in here, just kind of like as an example, that's still no good. So how come he doesn't like this? Because it's fine. It was fine when we just had text. Oh, unless it's related to this. It could be related to this, and it's just kind of propagating weird. No, okay, so here it still doesn't know how to display this stuff. So this is because he doesn't know how to assign an abstract item model data to QString. So I wonder if here we need like a delegate somehow. Is there a delegate field on this thing? There is. It is recommended to use item delegate as the delegate. This ensures that the interaction works as expected and the pop-up will automatically close when appropriate. For example, if mouse area is used, okay. Item delegate. This is the field, the thing I was looking for before, by the way, model data. Okay, so we can define our own custom, like, delegate is a item delegate. And we have text here, which is the text. Okay, and then it should now know how to display this thing. Still no, huh? Width, parent.width. Because I did see a little bit of a problem there. And then maybe we put this as model data text. Let's see how that feels. Still nothing. I don't understand. I do not understand. Cannot read property text of undefined. Do I need semicolons here or something? I didn't think I did, but no, okay. This is very strange. Very, very strange. Oh, this is list view. Wait, wasn't I on... Oh, combo box does have a delegate. Customizing combo box. Content item. Can we try this? No. Cannot read property text of undefined. Okay. So here he has model as a list of things, right? And he's just saying text is equal to model data. So why don't we have model data here? You know? Maybe it's like this? Still no. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, let's try their example. So their model, can we just do this for a second? So this works, right? Which is very confusing. Very confusing. It's as soon as this list element gets more complex, there's a problem. So maybe we need to look a little closer at the list element type. Like, does he have properties on him? List elements are defined inside list model definitions and represent items in a list that will be displayed using list view or repeater items. Okay. List elements are defined like any other QML elements, except that they contain a collection of role definitions instead of properties. Using the name syntax as property definitions, roles both define how the data is accessed and include the data itself. The names used for roles must begin with a lowercase letter and should be common to all elements in a given model. Values must be simple constants, either strings, Boolean values, numbers, or enumeration values. Sure. That seems like what we're doing. Referencing roles. The model names are used by delegates to obtain data from list elements. Each role name is accessible in the delegate scope and refers to the corresponding role in the current element. Where a role name would be ambiguous to use, it can be accessed by the model property, e.g. model.cost instead of cost. Okay. So he's kind of saying I do like model text here. Ah, okay, wait, that's a good sign. And then here we can do, you know, base 10, and this is going to be base 16. And hopefully that doesn't break our display here. Nice, nice. Okay, 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 okay. Do I have to do... Like, can I just do model.text here or something? Is that going to be allowed? No. Sure. Okay, so we'll do it this way. That's fine by me. And then here we can now hopefully use format combo current item base. That was what I was trying to do this whole time, but that's a no-go. Cannot read property base of undefined. So I wonder if I have to go through like parent.format combo. No, that's still not it. Maybe combo box doesn't have current item. ChatGPT says selected value is mymodel.data current index value. That doesn't seem crazy, but this is supposed to have, oh, current value maybe? No. Cannot read property current value. So we could just look at current index. Let's just start by saying current index. Let's see if we can at least get the fucking index out of this thing. No bueno. Right, so he's mad about like, oh, probably because the parent is not right here. This needs to be regs.format combo, I bet. Still no? Am I fucking stupid? I wonder if it like property... I wonder if there's like something weird here where the list view needs the property bound in order for these guys to be able to access it. Like if we do like a property regs is regs. Now, does that work? No, still no. I'm really missing something obvious here about like how to get this combo box down into this list view. I wonder if it's like a property var selected format. And then here, can I do like regs selected format is equal to my current value base or something? Like, how do you do like bind QML bind to parent? I remember there's a way to do this. The reason you're not supposed to do this, blah, blah, blah. However, QML element in question does have an attached property layout.minimum width, blah, 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 attached property mechanism, blah, blah. So he's kind of saying that this should theoretically work. Does this guy have an example of how he did it? So he's trying to look at property of main layout in the application window. Oh, sure. So he does it that way. So we're supposed to do like property alias selected format is format combo selected format. Or maybe we could even do like current value dot base, like that might be allowed. And then can from here do like selected format or something. I don't know. I don't know. Invalid alias target location base. Can we do like combo model? I just want to see something, you know? Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. So this guy now can look at like, so you can do this. Why can I not do like regs.format combo here? That's undefined. So I guess in order for this stuff to become public, we need to make aliases for it is kind of what I'm seeing here. Just kind of hand wavy, right? If I do this, oops, sorry. Yeah, that seems to work. So I guess we want to kind of alias the current value to format combo current value. Format combo instead of regs.format combo? Maybe. Maybe. Let's try that in a second. I just want to see if this works. Okay, so that's working, like expected. And you're saying maybe I just don't have to do this, but I want to be able to just write format combo like this. Oh, okay, that's working as well. So maybe I just didn't understand. So can we do format combo dot current value like this, like this? Oh yeah, that's working too. So I'm just fucking stupid, I guess. And here, like, could we not do base like this? Oh, okay. Okay, we're there. So now we need lm.value, what was it? It was like parse int, I think? ToString. Yeah. Okay, so this is working, although now the decimal is not showing up in the combo box anymore, which I feel like it was before. So maybe there's also display, like the delegate maybe is only for on the dropdown. How do I define what's showing up? Ooh, text role. Oh, maybe this is all I wanted. Maybe all I wanted here was to say text role is equal to text. Ah, okay, then maybe I don't need this delegate anymore. If the role is just already figured out. There we go. Let's go, baby. All right, that took a minute. But this is pretty sick. Pretty sick. Check that out. That's pretty cool. You know, it took us a while to get there, but you know, it's not bad. Not that bad. And then let's also say maybe we'll do like stick this in a thing, and we'll say if the base value is equal to 16, we will prefix with a 0x. So we'll say like prefix is equal to 0x. And then here can we do like let prefix is equal to this. And then here we'll do plus prefix plus this. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at us go. Decimal, hexadecimal. We did it. We did it. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. So, holy shit, 51 minutes? What happened? What happened? A lot of QML learning, I guess, but that's pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked on that. Okay. We can do the same thing with variable names now. So let's go back to our GUI zig. And I guess he is going to get the current locals. So we have a print locals thing right now. First, we need to have like a pub function get locals. And this is going to return a bunch of like local, I guess. Maybe variable. And he's just gonna have like name. Yep. He's gonna have a name for sure. He's also going to have a type name, right? He is also gonna have a value. We're gonna put value as U64 for now, because we don't support like nested types. But this should eventually be some sort of tree type. Now, this is gonna do whatever the fuck we were doing in print locals, except instead of printing, he is going to return append to some output. Var ret is going to be a std array list of variables, initialized with our allocator, our wonderful, wonderful allocator. Okay. Which means that this is probably going to return a list of variables if we're going to be honest. And then at the end of this, we're going to say try ret to own slice. Boom. Okay. Then here, just instead of printing, we're going to be like ret.append. Oh, what am I doing here? We want the thing to be inside like this, and we have name is equal to somewhere local name. Boom. Oh. No, it's fine. Local dot type name. Boom. Then we have value is going to be val. Bing, bang, boom. Okay. Here, this looks like a std log error type shit. And then this print locals is going to call self get locals. And we're going to say for vars var, we are going to then do this print like this. Something like this. Then here, these locals get turned to v, v, v. V dot value. And we are going to remove the type size here, which is fine by me. Okay, let's just start there. I'm pretty sure this is fine. Locals is called get locals. Well, get locals, what does he return? A bunch of local, these are references to Dwarf memory, not like owned own things, so it's okay for us to propagate those. Although it's a little sketchy to do so in case we want to change things later, but I don't care. For now, I'm just going to put like a fix me on here and be like, these are owned by dwarf memory. Kind of odd to leak, to assume future interface will not require an allocation. Right? Because it's going to be annoying to kind of fix that later. But, you know, shut the fuck up. So here now we can say like self debugger get locals, right? Then we can say self debugger alloc free locals like this. Fix me pass in allocator to get locals. It's weird to use the hard-coded one here if we're supposed to pass it in for free later. It should be like we're in control. We should be in control of our own allocations. And then we are going to probably do a similar thing where if we want to set the locals on the CPP side, unfortunately, I don't think it's simple. We cannot just like mirror our variable struct that easily. Again, we could do push variable by variable, but I think that I prefer the pattern at this exact moment in time to duplicate the structure in CLand. And we'll just kind of be like struct variable, and he's gonna have, you know, const car star name. I guess we will let these be 0 allocated, or sorry, 0 null terminated, because I don't want to add more fields. It's the easiest fix. Fix it later or never. Probably never, but maybe later. Maybe later, we don't know. Okay, so we're gonna do kind of similar. We're gonna have like make cregs, make c vars, who's gonna take in an allocator, and vars is gonna be a debugger variables. And it looks like we probably forgot to make that type public. So now that'll be fine. He's going to return a bunch of GUI PP variables. And this should be as simple as... do we do this the same way? No, we probably do not. We probably do not. So, so we output out, create a list of variables. Comes from varsland. For each variable, we're going to create out I name is going to be a stud. Ooh, this is gross. So if they need to be null terminated, that means we have to do something like alloc dupe z of u8s with the vars I name, okay? Which is kind of fine. Kind of fine. It just means that we're going to have to dealloc this thing kind of more advanced. And value is just the value. If it works, it works. Yeah, it's true. True, 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 true. All right. So here we're actually going to need like a C vars wrapper type. And he's going to have like, you know, the GUI PP variable thing here. But he's also going to have like a deinit function. And he is going to say probably self as well, right? Self dot vars for this. We're going to have to be like alloc deinit destroy free. There we go. name, type name, and then we also are going to need to alloc free self vars. Okay. Cool. So this make cvars is going to return a cvars wrapper. And then here we do this. Boom, 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 boom. I guess we could have not made the wrapper type and made another function to free, but I feel like it's clearer if you have a dinit function on something when you get it. Then you're like, can't fucking forget. So make cvars from our allocator and our locals. And then we defer cvars dinit, boom, with our wonderful, wonderful allocator. And then we ship that shit over to the C++ side. Boom, 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 boom. And then that means we have set vars. And he's going to take in a variable this time. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, then we go over to our implementation and we pipe that shit over to the GUI handle, let him do his thing. And then this needs to be set vars, which doesn't exist, and now we have to implement that. So set vars is going to take in a variable, and it's going to be called vars, not vars. I forget, do name and type name need to be :0 U8s to free properly? I think they all... Oh, that's a good question. We're probably doing something stupid here. I think that it's likely that the types are just like totally fucked there actually, because we're not storing the length in the CPP version, which means that that free is probably wrong. We'll come back to that in a second. I think you're right to call that out. Okay, so we're going to iterate over a number of variables, and we are going to have a GUI var. And this is going to have a name and a value and a type name this time. And theoretically, I guess like you could argue that the GUI reg and GUI var could be the same type. And just you could just not store the type name on regs, but you know, whatever. I don't give a shit. So this is GUI var, 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 var. But this feels like it'll work. Okay, so we clear the vars, we add this thing, bing, bang, boom, and then we get var is changed, which means that we need a var is changed. And then up here, we're gonna need a bunch of GUI vars and anything that says in here regs. And then get regs also needs to be get vars, which probably isn't implemented, but should be easy. Get vars returns and vars. All right. Did we get that right in the property up here? Yeah, we did. Okay. So back to our make cvars. I'm pretty convinced that this is wrong now, right? Because we are dupe zing into output I name, and this just is not correct. This is not correct because the C thing is going to lose the length. So here we actually might want like stash. It's just going to be like a bunch of null terminated UA pointers, right? And then instead, we will iterate over self stash. Okay. So we're gonna be like something like this. Then here, we're gonna be like, we have like our stash is a std array list of God, fuck this shit, man. You know? You know? This is stupid. But I guess, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Try stash to own slice. It's likely that there's some better way to do this for sure, but this feels like the easiest thing in my brain right now. So let's do like try stash dot append this thing. And then here we will be like stash dot last dot pointer. Then we'll do the same thing here. Stash get last dot pointer. This is so fucking stupid. Fucking stupid, but you know, whatever. We'll make it work. Why not just change the type of those fields? Because they're defined in C++. I guess I could put the type of the debugger variable as :0s here. But, you know, it seems silly to add constraints here for some downstream usage. You know, it just feels kind of wrong. Just feels a little bit wrong. So I'm okay with doing it this way for now, if it works. This is one of those, like, we're sacrificing real world behavior for kind of like like neuroticism of types and stuff. Like we're kind of doing the wrong thing here by some definition of wrong. It's like a trade-off that we have to decide if we want to make. You know? So this is cvars pointer and cvars len. Expected type debugger variable found that shit. So on get locals and debugger 175. Yeah, this should return a failure. So try here as well. Try, and we will never succeed. This guy needs to be failable because he's allocating, which means that whoever creates this guy needs to write try. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So now I guess we need to check if we have done the right thing. So we have GUI QML, main QML, and let's just do a log vars 0.name. Let's just kind of see how that feels. So we do see the variable x in here, which is a great sign for us, which means that we have access to the vars property, which means that we can do something like, can you do like a tabbed view in QML? Control allows one of multiple stacked items. Oh, hell yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Dude, they have everything for me. So we're gonna have like one of these options is going to be our tab of registers. So this is going to say title regs like this, and then we will have another tab titled variables. Okay. Tab view is not type. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Is this no longer a thing in tab view Qt6? Tab bar. Tab bar is popular with tab button controls and can be used together with any layout container that provides current index properties, such as stack layout or swipe view. So we're probably supposed to use it with a stack layout. So how does this work? Current index comes from bar current index. Nice. Okay, sure. So we have our tab bar, and I assume there's kind of like missing a column layout here, or a column here, because presumably the tab bar has to be above, like vertically above the stack view. So we'll go like this: tab title regs, tab title vars, and then here this now goes into stack view. This. Right, so we have kind of our default thing. Looks like there's an extra brace in here, and then we have like our other thing, which isn't really implemented yet. And then our current index is just going to be, hold on, does this have to be like layout filled? We're in a split view. So I think we just anchors fill parent. And our current index is going to be bar current index. Wow. Wow. Okay. Tab is not a type. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Button. Title is not existent, so it's supposed to be text. Fine. Fine, if that's what you want. Cannot assign to non-existent property current index at 48. I assume that's the stack view is stack layout. Fuck. My life is so hard. Okay, so there's clearly something fucked up here. Because the parent is the split view. So probably he's supposed to kind of automatically position himself. There we go. So we've kind of fucked up in that this stuff is supposed to be down here. So this means that the stack layout so all of this stuff, I guess, has to go in an item. Because it all has to be nested within the split view as one item. Closer. So now the problem is that this stuff is rendering on top, which feels wrong. So how is that happening? That's this combo box here, which is in this column layout, which is in the stack layout. Are there any like manual anchors in here? No. I wonder if we're just supposed to do this like column now instead of column layout. Oh, it could also be this layout fill width and fill height here. I suspect that, yeah, we're supposed to let the layout kind of be owned by stack layout, and now this stuff is supposed to be just like a column in this thing. That's going to be my suspicion. Now we've just hella fucked it. Hella fucked it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we've done here. List view column. QML. So he does, yeah, you can't just like shove this shit in like an arbitrary thing. Column layout is, we wanted to have the combo box at the top of the screen, then the list view underneath, with the list view taking up as much room as it can, which makes sense. So maybe here we might have to say, hey, stack layout, could you let me like fucking, just let me be as big as I fucking can be? The tab bar, oh, maybe this has to be in a column. Oh, there we go. That's the piece I was missing. And then for some reason we fucked up our list view items again. I feel like we've lost something here. We're only showing one register, which I don't really remember where that mistake happened. I guess we'll kind of save this because I don't want to lose it. Presumably this layout fill height is maybe a problem. Isn't it just very, very tiny and scrollable? Doesn't feel that way. Does not feel that way, but I would like to see, like, you know, what if we just write like a height 100 here? So that's working. Kind of. Okay, what if we write column here? I feel like we tried that already, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's not working. And I don't really understand why. Maybe here we need to, instead of doing like this, can we say like we'll use the natural height here, and we'll say like this? No, why is it, like, I don't understand why the column is not laying stuff out automatically for us. Like, I thought the whole point of the column was supposed to be auto positioning like this. They throw three rectangles out here, and the three rectangles show up in a column. So it feels like the layout is like somehow fucking up the column in some way. Column in stack layout QML. Layout style. Child's item layout, fill width, and fill height properties default to true. As a consequence, child items are by default positioned to match the size as long as their layout, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Maximum or maximum height does not prevent it. Items are added to the layout by reparenting the item to the layout. Similar removal is done by reparenting the item from the layout. Both of these operations will affect the layout's count property. The following code will create a stack layout where only the plum image is visible. Okay, so they have a stack layout. They fill the parent. Our stack layout is within a column. So this feels like this should be column layout, and our stack layout should have fill height. True. And it could be that the stack layout itself is really small. So could we have, like, within here, I would like to see a button that says test. Okay. And then for our test button, I want to have just like a rectangle that has like a color black. Okay, so this is the size of the full, like the thing inside. So the stack layout itself seems to have the correct size. That's a good clue. Can we... Now, I want to see what happens if I do a column layout here. And say I would like my rectangle is trying to fill as much as he can. Right? This should kind of behave the same way, but this doesn't. So there's something going on here where there's like nested layouts are not behaving the way I would expect. It's almost like this. Am I supposed to do like QML nested layouts? That's not a very helpful answer. Is it valid to put a layout in a layout? Putting layouts inside layouts is the best way to create complex layout. QML layouts are items and they can consequently be nested. That's not helpful. Oh my god. QML nested layout not fill link. Bum 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 bum. These aren't helpful answers. This feels similar to what I'm asking. So column layout, he fills the parent. That makes sense. Did we not do that with our So our split view has a column layout over here. And our column layout probably also needs this. Oh, although didn't he say that that happens automatically? He did say that, right? Because when we were kind of directly in our rectangle like this, I think that was working correctly. Yes, that's fine. So it's as soon as we nest a column layout in our stack layout in our column layout. What do we do this? We put in a column. And we say anchors fill parent. Cannot satisfy. Right. Sure. Rectangle. So that makes me think that this makes more sense. Yeah, I'm pretty confused here, to be honest. To be honest, I'm pretty confused. Right? If I put rectangle black directly here, that's fine. I wonder what happens if if I do this in an item. What happens here? Okay, now our rectangle, we need like anchors fill parent like this. And then hopefully that comes back. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. So if within the item, we do a column layout. And in here, do layout fill height true. And fill width true. Oops, 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 oops. Also, no bueno. What if I do like height 100? Still nothing. Oh, oops, fill width. Okay, no. Anchors fill parent here. Oh my god, I keep resizing the wrong fucking window. Oh, okay, wait. That's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, I think this is probably making sense now. To some extent. So I think the column layout needs to have anchors. The column layout needs to have anchors. I can't anchor to a parent layout, so I need to put an intermediate thing in between, is how this is feeling to me right now. Now, that might be fucking stupid, right? But we'll never know. So instead, I'm going to do this. Item here. And then in the column layout, I'm going to say, hey, I want this to fucking max my shit. Okay? And then here, I'm going to say anchors fill parent. And then hopefully this is closer. Closer. Oh, here we want layout fill height true. We missed that one. We're back to only seeing one variable though. I feel like this is a state we've seen before. Oh, here we go. Is the width. Okay. And let's just double check now if I comment out this item thing. Is it still fixed? Maybe I want to make sure that we didn't misdiagnose that. That kind of looks okay. So maybe we're just idiots. And we just forgot to do, I don't know exactly what we changed here, but I am going to just leave it kind of the way it works. Kind of the simplest format. So here we have a stack layout. We put a column layout inside. And then we put a list view inside him. Okay. So our variable view should look very similar to our register view. So we're just going to copy past to this. I was going to say id vars. I don't think we're going to... I actually don't think we're going to I don't really want to do this same variable formatting thing here for some reason. I don't really have a good reason why I don't want to do that. I just don't. So maybe we just throw the list view in here directly. And let's just kind of figure out if this works. Okay, so we go to vars. X4, Y5. Okay, okay, okay. And then can we throw their type names in there? So maybe we do like lm type name plus space plus this. Oops. No, wait, that should be fine. Oh, did I do this in the register side like a dumbass? I did. lm type name plus space plus lm name. Oops. Type name, I must have assigned to name twice in the GUI zig. I must have made a mistake in here. This feels right to me. We get the type name, we assign type name from the last thing pointer after we append type name, which makes me think that this was assigned wrong. Local name is equal to local type name. No. I don't know who's doing the wrong thing here, but someone's doing the wrong thing here. Someone is doing the wrong thing here. Oh, probably the C++ bindings. Type name. Aha. Aha. All right. Sure. I mean, it doesn't look great, but fuck it, right? I32, X4, U8, Y5. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. I will take that. Local vars. Look at that. Look at us go. Look at us go. We're fucking schmoving. Not that fast, but we are moving at some rate. Okay, let's try to add in the current source file. QML load file from disk. Is that allowed? QML text area file from disk. They say this includes IO using C++. That's pretty reasonable. If I do have to do it through C++, that's not insane. But let's see, like, where, like, text area. Can we do like a QML? I thought there was like a source in here. What is like text area? He inherits from text edit. What's the difference between this? Multi-line text input area. Oh, this is what I want. I want like text QML. So I think I've seen like a source. QML text source. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a source field somewhere. But maybe I'm high. Let's just Google one more time. Maybe we'll ask the idiot. Can I load a text file off disk for display in QML without CPP? Qt.open file. What the fuck? QML's file API to read the content. Does that exist? Is he a fucking lying piece of shit? I don't see a file type. Okay. Can we look for a QML open file? Is he just like a liar kind of all around? Kind of feels that way. Yeah, he feels like a fucking lying piece of shit. Am I right? I mean, we could try it, but I don't really believe him. Try the new O1 models. I'm not gonna pay them fucking money. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Can we do like Qt open file home streamer work d sphero source debuggy.say. Like let's give him benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. I don't believe him. Open file of object Qt is not a function. Wow. That's a surprising error message. There's at least one of subscribed. It's not me. You know, it's okay. I'll just do it through C++. I don't really mind. So can we do like a Q string file m file content? Then we can say that when the file is changed, we are going to load the file. So we'll just be like m file content is equal to, is there like a qt load cont file to qstring? Like I could just, do a normal thing, but they seem like they kind of have like a nice little way to do it for me. Q file, you open the file, and then whoa. Q file open, read all. Read all. Sure. What does read all return? A qbyte array? Okay, fine. Here we need qt core q file, and because everything is forward declared, which is kind of nice because it would be really slow to compile if not. We're going to say if not file open, right? That's what they did here in their examples here. They check like if it is not open. I guess the file is not open until you call open, probably. Opens the device with open mode. Sure. Do they have like a copy pastable thing? Okay, file open q file read only. I guess we do nothing. I guess maybe we q warning and write not able to open file or something like this. I think that's how you're supposed to do this. Q warning, pretty sure. Yeah, that's how they do it here. Although Qt global, here we go, Q warning. Let's look at their actual docs. Here they kind of do it as like an input string. But this, I thought this returns like a, they're doing kind of like printf-y. Oh, here they do it this way. They have both options. What a fucking crazy API. That's insane. This comes from Qt global, so I wonder if I have to include Qt global for this to work. He's still not a big fan of this, but maybe. I mean, we'll see. We will see. M file content is equal to file read all. And then here we will add file content. And I guess we'll reuse the file change thing. I'm okay with that. We need to call get file content here. So we'll just kind of slap a get file content thing. All right, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so he does not like that. Like kind of surprisingly. Oh, because it's not like the const car. Okay, whatever. We'll not able to open. We'll do it this way. %s with file. Fuck it. All right, now let's do our typical tests that we can access this thing. So we'll look at file content. And I guess we will do this like we will hook this up to like debugger on file change or something. How do you do this? On file change. I feel like this is going to do what I want, but we will see. Non-existent object attached. Okay, so maybe that's not it. How do I like QML connect to signal? Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, oh, connections. So here I'm supposed to do like connections because target debugger, and then they say on file changed. Then I can do this. Does that do what I want? Use the syntax instead. Function on foo arguments. Okay. So he did not log anything, which is a little concerning to me. Maybe I messed up the signal name. It is called file changed. Your signal is finished gathering item. In QML file, connections, target, debugger, function on file changed. Yeah, it feels like it's not doing what I want it to do. Can we do online change and look for like hello? Because here this should trigger. Oh, okay. It's just the first iteration doesn't trigger that, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Okay, sure. So on file changed is valid and we can see file content. So now I guess it's just on the left side of the screen of the split view, we are going to show the file content here instead of whatever the fuck we were showing before. Right, is that kind of it? Not crazy. Here we probably want to like layout. We probably want this to be in a scroll view. So this should be like scroll view, and this should kind of be as big as it possibly can be. Right? And then the continue button should always be, you know, that doesn't look bad. Having fill width here is kind of feels wrong, to be honest. I kind of think we want some sort of like ratio of width to kind of be the default, right? We kind of want like the registers view to kind of start somewhere. Okay. So this having fill width feels wrong. Split view. So maybe we just kind of start by saying like an ideal width on our column layout on the second thing. I think it's layout ideal width is what I saw earlier. Like, can we just set this like 300 or something and see what that looks like? Nope. Okay. Ideal width layout. QML. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. QML ideal width. I definitely saw a QML minimum width. Preferred. And then if we don't do a fill width here, does kind of everything else kind of... No. Can we set like minimum width here? And will that kind of do what I need to do? No, not even that. So these two column layouts are in a split view. Oh, maybe because split view isn't a layout, and so maybe we need to have we need to specify this as split view minimum width for this to work the way I want it to. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Fuck. I don't really want to enforce a minimum here, but I don't know what's causing this thing on the left to kind of whip out as big as it can. Probably this fill width here. Okay, but now why is it kind of over... Why is the text leaking out? Why is the text leaking out? I guess because this really does. Or maybe I just specify a width here. No. Let me think for a second. Let me think for a second. So we have a split view with a resizable thing. We have on the right side a minimum width, but then this thing is still like... We say, hey, I'd rather be preferred width. He's like, I'd like to be 200 pixels wide if I can be. And he's kind of like not allowed to get that until this guy's priority wins. Right, which makes kind of like this feel like... If I don't do fill width here, we kind of see the same behavior. But then if we don't do fill width, he's not getting his width property like assigned according to the layout view, right? He thinks that he's larger than he is. Can we do like scroll view in column layout? Like it just doesn't really feel like... Oh, around a column layout, it's kind of backwards. There's something here that I don't fully understand. I guess maybe this column layout should have like maybe a preferred width as well. Oh, that feels kind of like it was working. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was what we were missing. So this column layout needs a... Can we do like a fill width on the split view? Yeah, we can. There we go. Wait, that feels like it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It's resizing the left thing because it's trying to fill up, but he's not squishing this thing on the right down past where he should be. Which is kind of chill. Pretty chill. Okay. Show current source file. Easy. Let's try to maybe add line numbers. I think that is going to be important. So how do we do that? I think we saw earlier that we could, in the terminal emulator stuff, that it was not hard to calculate the line size, right? So we could probably throw like a thing that's kind of on the left side of this that just kind of iterates numbers. In fact, we probably don't even have to get crazy here, because if we just use the same font for numbers and for letters, then presumably if we're using like a monospace font, the return size should be the same for both, right? So maybe what we do is in our file content, we make sure we set the font, what is it? Family? Nope. I actually just used the wrong fucking syntax here. Okay. Cool. And now what? Also, why is this not scrolling? Oh, he's scrolling horizontally. It's just not shift scroll, alt scroll, alt scroll. Dude, every other fucking app is shift scroll. Why alt scroll? It's fucking crazy. Okay, yeah. So let's just we're gonna do like, we have our text layout here in the scroll view. Probably before the scroll view, actually. Let me think for a second. We kind of want like a vertical scroll that contains line numbers and a horizontal scroll that doesn't, right? Is that just me? So we kind of want like a scroll view QML. Kind of want this thing. Does he have like a lock? Like only let me be fucking vertical, you know? Scroll. Am I high? Available height, bottom inset, blah, 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 spacing. These are inherited from item, these are inherited from control, this is inherited from pane. QML scroll view lock, lock horizontal or something. Scroll view does have a property called available width in the Qt documentation. So if you want to set the content with the scroll view to available width, then you're done. Okay. Sure. So you just kind of prevent the case that it would ever get there. That's a little annoying. So we can probably assume that a double scroll view here is going to be a fucking major ass problem. Surely this isn't going to just like be normal, right? Here we want, so the outer scroll view, we do not want to scroll vertically ever. No, we only want to scroll vertically. No horizontal scrolling. So this guy is saying we set the available width. If you want the scroll view to scroll only vertically, oh, this is coming from here. So he's kind of saying scroll only. Oh, wait, hold on. Scroll bar is vertical. Oh, this is the scroll bar only. Okay, if you want the scroll view to scroll only vertically, you can bind content width to available width and vice versa for content height. This will let the contents fill out all the available space horizontally inside the scroll view, taking any padding or scroll bars into account. So if I want it to scroll only vertically, I fix the width to available width. Okay. So I guess before we do this double nested scroll view and get crazy, let's try this content width to available width. And so now we just we have this vertical scroll bar, but not a horizontal one, no matter how much I twist this. Okay, sure. So that's what we want to do for the outer scroll view, which is going to have the line numbers in him. And then we're going to do this inside here. Sorry, thinking. Yeah, this is going to be height. Okay. Then I guess we're going to want to fill up our parent here as well. And now it's fucked. Okay, so here we probably don't want to fill width or something. No bueno, no bueno, no bueno. Column layout. Yeah, so this is clearly doing something silly. And I understand that, you know, that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm just missing a piece here. I'm just gonna go all the way down. I think we already tried this, but just double checking. Yeah, and then can we do like one more layer down? Let's just go all the fucking way. Yes, that's no good. No good. Damn, I was really hoping that we could like inject like I'm imagining like line numbers like this, right? With the source code like this. Then kind of like all of this scrolls vertically together. And then a scroll bar like in here. Right? That's kind of what I was imagining, so that the line numbers are always visible. But it feels like I'm struggling to get that happening. So this is all within a subsection of the window. So before we had was effectively this, I think. One scroll area inside our column layout. So this works fine. This works perfectly fine. This is only horizontal scroll. So if we want only vertical scroll, we do content width, available content width, right? Boom. Where this falls over is as soon as we try to do another scroll view like this. You know, just nothing, nada. Now, you know, we could say maybe we're supposed to fill this up, and what if we don't do any try to avoid any of this like binding stuff? Oh, okay, scroll view and scroll view is kind of looking okay. We don't know who's responsible for which, but now we have at least something that we can play with. Okay. Let's bind content width to available width. That's where it falls over. So the question now becomes, is where the fuck does available width come from? So can we do like component on completed? Can we console log available width and content, what was it? Content width? Okay, so these are the same, but they are not necessarily bound together. And binding them together causes problems. I wonder, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Maybe this is okay. I was gonna say hear me out, I don't really have anything to say. I was gonna say like, if we do like content width is like parent.available width or something, instead of binding it to our own, that seems to work better. And now we only have this scroll bar. We still have both scroll bars, which kind of makes sense. So we wanted the top level one to be only scrollable height-wise. So here they're saying if you want it to only scroll vertically, you fix width. So here we fix width, and here I want to fix height. Okay, so here I have this, and we have no bottom scroll bar anywhere now. Fuck, man. This is so stupid. Because probably only one of these gets focus. Probably. Probably. Nested scroll view. I feel like I'm missing something. In this design, we do need two scroll views, right? I'm not fucking stupid. We can probably... I wonder if we just need like an item buffer somewhere as well. I don't know. Maybe we'll kind of ditch this concept for now. We'll still add the line numbers, but we'll just do them kind of off to the side, and they will get lost if we scroll right. And I think that's okay for now, because I don't want to deal with this shit. So Let's double check that we're in a good state here. Chillin'. And let's just add the line numbers on the left. So on the left hand side of this, so this whole thing is going to have a row. Maybe you can fix some element of the scroll view. Yeah, I'm sure there's certainly some way to get around it. I just don't want to deal with it. So we're going to have a row that has two columns. One is going to be the full text of this thing, and the other is going to be text of just the row numbers. So I guess we need like a list view here, right? I think that's how you do this, where we have like a model, which was the number of lines in the text, which maybe we don't really have, right? That might not be something that we have easy access to, but we could probably calculate. This is going to be the, like, we're going to need to do some like JavaScript. Hold on. Let's start by just trying to calculate the number of lines. So can we do like component on completed? We're gonna look at like, I guess we want to do like console log hello. Okay. And it looks like that gets logged every time. So this text thing gets like reset, and the onCompleted runs on everything unless I've logged hello twice. I actually probably have logged hello twice. So that's actually a little annoying. So that we do not get a hello there every time. So we can only log that once. What can we do like on text change or something? Okay, can we get rid of that other fucking print? This is fucking annoying. Interestingly, the text is not changing. Oh, probably because the file is never changing? No, it should be. We were printing it every time. So maybe this is not working. QML on text changed. I thought this should work. Okay, well, if we're just trying to calculate number of lines, we can do it here. We can do it here. So maybe that's the easiest way to do that. Let's say that we have like JavaScript count character in string. All right, let's do that. Is this like, is there some sort of like fancy, this guy's using a match, he's using split. Split seems reasonable. So if we split on new line, and we take the length, we can say let num lines equal this, and then we can console log num lines. Let's kind of just start there. 32 lines. Let's see if that's right. Yeah. No. We're seeing 31 lines here. So it's not super far off, but it's also kind of weirdly not right either. Well, that's okay. Let's just start there and see what happens if we use that number. So can we do like, where's our scroll layout? Here. Oh, thinking. So we want like a row. And in the first row, we want text laid out that is, I guess, in a list view, where we define the model as that number. So we have list view. Model is whatever the fuck we calculated down here. We then have delegate text. And each of these, we're going to say the model data, right? We're just going to say like text is model data. Nothing happening there. Can we say component on completed? Console log hello. We probably want to console log the size actually. Model. Sure. I mean, I don't know what I expected here. We do get a model, but like, who knows what it is? Model data QML. I'm pretty sure this is the thing we're looking for. Models and views in QML. Model data. Yeah, so he can be like, I want to just print the fucking model data, which is what I thought. Required property int model data. Model is not defined at 34. Oh, sure. But that seems okay. It's just not displaying anything. Maybe we need to like have like a width. List view needs a preferred hit than fill height. Needs a preferred width than fill height. Maybe. Width 100 here. Let's just see what happens if we do that. And height maybe as well. Okay, so here's something. We're getting something there. So here, this is in a row. So I wonder if the row... I'm confused a little bit. Hold on. So if I don't put anything there, he has no fucking idea. But I wonder if I like give him like infinite space. No, there's kind of no world where he's filling that space up, which makes me think the list view, like we say like width 50, 40, I don't know, and the height is going to be parent height. There we go. So now we just have to match the font sizes and type. And then we want to subtract 1 as well. Sorry, plus 1? So that it starts at line number 1. And then the 32 is just because there's a new line at the end of the file, which is totally fine by me. You know, this isn't ideal because the numbers go away, but yeah, fuck it. Do I want to fuck it? It just feels like it should work. No, we don't. We let it go. We let it go. Okay, line numbers. Okay, and then I guess we want kind of to the left of these, kind of like a pad for us to show breakpoints, right? Where we can put little red circles saying if there's a breakpoint there or not. So how do we do that? We need like a gutter. And I guess, so we're gonna have like a list of breakpoints, and they're gonna be like, I'm at this file, this line. So here we're gonna wanna like filter breakpoints for current file, right? Surely. And then we're also gonna wanna filter, then we're gonna wanna like position red circles at line number, which kind of makes me think that it's going to go here, right? So maybe our model data here checks, I guess here we can check if we have a breakpoint at that line. That feels reasonable to me. Yeah. So in here, we're going to go like row which, as far as I understand, should do nothing. We fucked that up. So delegate row cannot create delegate. Model data was not initialized. So here we probably have to bind this here. There we go. Okay. Then we can be like, in this row, we are going to have an element here that has a fixed width. And we have to like display an element if on some conditions. Can you like QML hide component on condition? Is that allowed? Loader. Label, logo. So yeah, so they're using loaders. Can I like, I mean, we could do a rectangle with like 0 alpha, I guess. Yeah, maybe we do it that way. So here we'll do like a rectangle whose height is gonna be, this is gonna be like number, line number text. Can we just like fix this to that? And can we just make the color like black for a second and set the width to like, 20? Okay, so that's fine. That seems like it's working, right? And so now we can kind of say that we want to, oops, I forgot to write the concept down. Is there like a circle QML? Drawing a circle in 3 different ways. Okay, give me any of them. Rectangle radius, thank you. Wait, why does this do that? Radius property width over 2. Okay, guys? This isn't width over 2. Right? They're just fucking out to lunch, I'm assuming. Okay, let's look at a rectangle radius QML. Radius. This holds a corner radius used to draw a rounded rectangle. If the radius is non-zero, the rectangle will be painted as a rounded rectangle. Otherwise, it would be painted as a normal. Sure. So we like radius width over 2. Radius. I put the radius, no I there. Okay. That feels about right. Can we make it a little smaller? What if we make this even smaller? So even smaller, it gets like kind of bigger, right? Because the corner is a little bigger. Can we do it bigger than width over 2? Is that stupid? Probably has like a lower bound. It feels like weirdly non-square to me. Oh, because probably we want this to be a square. That makes sense. Oopsies. Yeah, there we go. I can't really tell if that's circular. It doesn't really feel like it is necessarily, but like, fuck it. And then can we kind of make it so that we center it in our kind of, I kind of want like something that's like item that totally matches the line number stuff, right? But then I kind of want my rectangle to be smaller within it. So I want to look at like QML anchors. So I can make my left kind of inset a little bit. And then, yeah, so I think we can do something that's like, first of all, if I do anchors fill parent, that's fine. And if I say anchors, wait, what other options do I have here on anchors? What is like an anchors property? Can you just, I don't want you to like tell me your examples. I just want to like fucking see the fucking values. Here we go. Center in. Ooh, I like that. So anchors center in parent, and then can we say like width is parent dot width over 2, and height is parent dot height over 2, and then we have radius is width over that. Yeah, that feels right. Oh baby, look at that bad boy. Look at that. That's very close to what I was looking for. That's really close to what I was looking for. My eyes, so my glasses are like really fucking bent because my eyes are like negative like 11 or something. So I don't know if you guys can like see, like they're really fucking thick as shit. They're also probably dirty as shit. Luckily my glasses are off, so I can't see how bad they look on camera. But it means that for red and green and blue thing, like colored objects in my vision do not line up correctly. It's very strange. If there's like a red and like a blue light on top of each other, if I turn my head left and right, the red thing will move like in one direction and the blue thing will move in another, like in the opposite direction, because like the wavelengths of light that are being bent by my glasses are not like the same, right? So they bend, the glasses are thick enough and like twisted enough that how do I say this? Like the index of refraction for different colors of light is like different. I guess the index of refraction is the same. The amount that like different colors of light bends through my glasses is different. And so when you see me like kind of going like this, I'm like seeing like the red dots kind of like wiggle all over the screen. I'm like, I can't tell if they're fucking aligned to the numbers or not because of the fact that they just kind of like the red shit moves around in my eyes. It's really funny. But we will live. Built-in 3D vision, sick. Yeah, it is a lot like that. Okay, so now we basically want to set the color. The color is going to be like transparent. Is transparent an option here? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So we can make the color transparent if, depending on if there's a breakpoint available. So let's propagate the breakpoint info. So let's do like set breakpoints. Breakpoint is going to be breakpoints and non-breakpoints. The dot looks more like bottom anchor than center. It did feel like that to me, but I couldn't tell if it was my eyes fucking with me or not. Okay, so our breakpoint is going to be like name. Sorry, file and line, I guess. That seems reasonable to me. Yeah, okay, so file and line. And then I guess our breakpoints are kind of held by address, huh? Fuck, that's annoying. In our dsphero, we have like breakpoints get turned into addresses. And then I guess we have to just look up the source location for that address, which should be fine. Yeah, so we should be able to do something that's like in GUI zig, I guess is where this belongs. We're gonna have like get breakpoints, maybe make C breakpoints. And here we're gonna take in probably just like the debugger structure as a whole. I don't really want to deal with this kind of too much. And here, I don't know what we're gonna make yet, so I'm just gonna say like GUI pp breakpoint for now. And what's he gonna do? So he's gonna look at like debugger dot breakpoints, right? As well as debugger dot pending breakpoints. Both of these things are we'll just do breakpoints for now. For now. And this thing is a map, I think, of where the address of this thing mapped to kind of like a byte value that it swapped into that position in memory. Because the way the breakpoint works is you have to swap out whatever's ever there and replace it with like a trap instruction. And so we store whatever was there before the trap instruction was there so we can put it back later. But for our case, we're going to look at like debugger breakpoints key iterator. I guess call it breakpoint iterator. And then we're going to say like, while BP iter next, right, we have some sort of addy. And I think then we can use like our debugger has this thing called like source location, which kind of uses dwarf info source location like here. Okay, so we'll just kind of do this for now. So we're going to be like debugger dwarf info. Give me the source location given some allocator and the address here. And we are going to call debugger.getLineProgram section, which I think is not public. And I'm just going to make this public for now and like put like here, maybe fix me get line program section maybe shouldn't be public. I don't know. You can tell the more like the less professional my comments get, you can kind of tell like how tired I am. They get less and less professional the less and less awake I am. Or I'm starting to get towards the end of my rope and I can feel it. Okay. So this is going to be the location. And I think that this location thing has to be freed. He does have a D in it. So defer lock D in it. And we are going to put this into a GUI PP breakpoint. I actually think we don't want to DNet this, actually. We do. So I think we are going to have a similar thing here, where we're going to have like a breakpoint wrapper, gross. And in here, we can do the same stash trick, I think. I think that'll be fine. It's just going to be... I think it's actually totally fine. I think it all kind of works out the same way. We might want to have like a generic C null terminated strings plus other thing type. Arguably, but you know, let's not get crazy. Sometimes doing more generic program for code reuse makes everything harder rather than easier. That happens sometimes. We're going to do like a similar thing where we're going to dupe Z, the location path, and we're going to put that in the stash. So that means we have to have like our stash here. And I guess we're going to have like kind of like the same kind of situation here. I guess we don't know the number of breakpoints up front. But we probably actually do. This probably comes from like debugger breakpoints count. Here we go. Cool. So here we're gonna do the same shit where we do like stash.append. And I think our dupe Z needs a U8. No, it's kind of figures it out by itself. And then we have out at I, which we don't have here. So var I 0. Defer I plus equals 1, boom. And then we say output I equals name is equal to stash get last. Why is my whole thing frozen? Hello, pointer. And the line is equal to just lock line. Boom. This is I32, which makes me kind of feel like the GUI.h, this should be an I32 as well. Oops, this one. Woof, scary. Sure. And then at the end here, we return our stash equal to stash to on slice. Boom, 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 boom. And we have, what's our other thing? Breakpoints is equal to out. which means that this thing needs to return a whatever the fuck. C breakpoint wrapper. Chillin'. And I think other than that, we're chilling. So here we're gonna be like C breakpoints. Boom, 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 boom. This is gonna be breakpoints. Boom, boom, boom. That's gonna be set breakpoints, and this is going to be make C breakpoints. Oopsies. Make C breakpoints. Good point on the init capacity. I think you're right. These pointers are definitely gonna go out of, these pointers are invalid. So here we're gonna be like, we can do minus, oh, no, that's fine. Because the pointers are double nested. They're double nested. So the stash isn't one contiguous array, it's an array of heap allocated null terminated pointers, so it's fine. Because we're not pointing to the stash ever. We're just using the stash as like a buffer for us to remember all the pointers we need to free later. So I think we're chilling. But good eye. That was a good point. Right, I think that your thing only counts if the stash was like this. Or if it was like, I guess like this with zeros kind of scattered between. You know? You know? Okay. So we have our set breakpoints function here, but we haven't defined it anywhere. So again, we're just gonna do a little C glue. I will say this part is slightly annoying, but I think it's one of those things where it feels more annoying than it actually is. You know what I mean? Like, so there are lots of times where you're like writing code and you're like, look at all this duplication. What the fuck are we doing? But in reality, each of these functions takes like 14 seconds to maintain. And so it's like, really, why should we fix it? There's no real good reason other than it's like a little annoying. And I think we should be okay with that sometimes. This should be nom breakpoints. And then here we're going through nom breakpoints. And what are we doing for each breakpoint? We probably are going to make another one of these things. GUI breakpoint. And he has a file and a line. File and line. Boom. Then down here we have again another list of things. GUI breakpoints is m breakpoints, because I guess we're using m variables here. I don't remember making that decision. I don't feel like I would have, but you know, whatever. And so this is going to be like our file. This is a GUI breakpoint. BP file is going to be breakpoints I file, and BP line goes to line, and then we m breakpoints and the breakpoint, and then here we should clear m breakpoints, not m vars, and here we should admit breakpoints changed. See, this I feel like is a lot more scary. This feels a lot more like the thing where some sort of genericism would help, because like it's very easy to forget to do something like this, as well as like if we find out that like there's some mutex problem or something, it's hard to like propagate to all these. I'm not going to do it, but I think there's like a much better reason to like automate the generation of this stuff. However, I think that's even harder. I think you would have to do some sort of have you guys seen that that pattern where you define like elms, and in here you have like I think, what do? You do like define elms, like there's some trick here. Oh yeah, you do this. You define elms, and the elms you call like constructor on A. right? And then you do this on B and on C. For each elem, you define this macro as like doing this other macro. And then in like what you do is you before when you use this thing, you do like define constructor X, and here you do like whatever code generation makes sense at this particular point in time. And then you call elems, and then you undef constructor. And so what you can do here is you can have like essentially like a list of things that you specify one time that turns into like wacky code generation like at every point this is called. And because of like the way the macro system works, like these things are kind of lazily evaluated for whatever constructor is defined to at this point in time. So that's probably how you would do something like what I'm saying here, where you define a macro that specifies like this pattern, and then you define, there's probably some way to like pass in some function or something. Anyways, right? Because then you could do the same thing on the other side, like on usage of this thing. You could define a different constructor that defines these functions, which is kind of funny. Anyways, it's a weird like C pattern that I haven't seen for like, I think that exactly is why people talk about like macro hell. I think that is the exact pattern where I'm like, fuck that shit. Anyways. Yeah, I guess to take this a little further, we probably would have defined like our constructor types with like variadic macros that take like, you know, the fields and components or something like that. It would get like crazy. It would get crazy. Fuck that. Rewind it back. What is? I think that's a reference to like a grade 6. Like we did this thing when we were children called like sports day, where we would like not do any school, and like you would break up the school into like 4 groups or something, and each of the groups would have to make like a team cheer. And I feel like I've just like have one stuck in my head from when I was like 10 at this event, just like one time, and everybody's just like the fucking weed in my brain is like stuck there. Or more likely, some older child knew a song and it's a reference to that song, but only because like I never knew the original. I only ever knew the sports day version. Okay. I think we're chilling here. Maybe. Zig build. GUI Zig 84. We are double pointering this guy. We only need to single pointer him. BP next is probably mad that it is const. I can't really tell. Yeah, I see a const in there. So probably the iterator needs to be able to iterate. That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes the iterators iterate. Addy is a star U64, so here we need to dereference this bad boy. I really gotta cut bad boy out of my vocabulary. It's so fucking stupid. Doopsy does actually require a comp time type. I thought the type was kind of inferred based off of the argument. I thought for a dupe, you would kind of know what's in there, but I guess not. Dinit at 188 requires an allocator to be passed in. And he also needs to be a variable for this to work. And no field name in struct breakpoint. That's true. Should be path or file, probably is what we called it. Big win. Okay, and so can we then just go into kind of our QML and just say color is like if debugger breakpoints. I guess we kind of want to like iterate. We want to say like for debugger breakpoints. And I guess if this is like JavaScripty, we can do like const breakpoint of this would be my guess. We'll say at the end, we're going to return transparent from this thing. But if we find one, if bp.file is equal to debugger file? Probably. I'm not 100% on this. Here we can return red. I didn't need to build there, actually. We can just run because it's runtime interpreted. So that is not doing what I thought. So we should be a little careful here. So can we start by console log BP? And let's look at file plus bp.line. Let's just kind of like take a look at that bad boy. Fuck, I said it again. I did it again, guys. I said bad boy again. Please be ashamed of me. So here we have a breakpoint at 19. Oh, interesting. We only ever get the inverse one, which is kind of funny. So 19 and 16. Can we look at debugger file? Oh, I'm stupid. We're not trying to look at debugger file. We're trying to look at just not, well, we are trying to look at debugger file, but we're trying to look at model data line here. So this is not the line we're executing at. We're trying to look at like, you know. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so we see one breakpoint here. We're supposed to see another breakpoint over here somewhere. Actually, maybe not. But it gets kind of hidden. Okay. So there's also pending breakpoints that we probably want to include here as well. So there's, let me think. So here we just need to do this for all of this, for both pending breakpoints and non-pending breakpoints. And I guess we'll just kind of do like a, here we need to say plus debugger pending breakpoints count here. Okay. Then I kind of stays active here. We're going to say pending breakpoint iterator is down here. And we're going to do kind of the same thing here. Except all of this stuff gets kind of factored out, I guess. Well, function. Factored out, he says, as he copy pastes. All right, let's try that. I think that should be fine. There we go. Look at that. So, yeah, 16, 19. We're off by one here, I feel like. These guys are saying that it should be 16 and 19. We're seeing 17 and 20. So what's going on there? Here we are comparing if BP line equals model data. And model data, we did do a... Oh, are we doing a +1 somewhere? Yeah, we are doing a +1 down here. So we have to do this. That's not bad. That's not fucking bad. Okay. Last piece is let's show the current line. And then I think that if we do that, we are fucking in a sick spot. Like, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Look at that bad boy. Okay, so here I guess we're going to have another kind of version of the same thing here, where we have like another item, and I guess we'll just kind of make this yellow if the current line is the model data line. So here we'll just kind of be like, oh, yellow. If instead of BP line, it's debugger line, and we're going to assume that we're currently in the file. And so we don't have to iterate by breakpoint either. And then this could be an else. Why not? Fuck not. That's so fucking sick. Except for the fact that now the width of this is not wide enough. So you can see the yellow dot kind of jumping around there. Yellow's a bad color here. I kind of want like beige. Qt colors. Wow, 4 hours 30 today. I came with 0 hope, and here you are. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I'm trying to get this GUI wrapped the fuck up. um, do they have like the color names? Where do they like define? I guess we can just do RGB ourselves. How do we do like a Q color that is a QML color RGB? Surely there's a simple way. I see. Hex codes, of course. Of course. So if we want yellow, is this in text? Yeah, it is. Like FF or RGB. So red, yellow is halfway between green and yellow, right? I think. Yeah, oops. Nope, that's cyan, and also I did the wrong thing. Let's try and do yellow. So let's try FFFF00. It's one of these. There we go. Okay. So now let's just kind of like darken these things. So can we do like 888800 and like have it be less fucking blinding? It's a little too dark. Let's try like AAAA. Still too dark. DDDD. That's a little better. That's kind of more the picture of the color I was imagining. And then can we make it an arrow? Can we make it an arrow? It's kind of fun. Can we do like QML color image? Like, can we like, I guess we don't even need to color the image. We can just make an image that's that color. QML image. Image QML type. We can just kind of say that we have some source, which means that we should be able to just kind of like fucking slap our thing in there. Can we do like relative path to relative to the URL of the component? Okay, so here we're gonna do like I guess we'll just make a transparent image or a null image. Yeah, so we'll do source, we'll do like image here. And let's start here. Width and height can be the same thing that we had here, probably. And then we'll just do source. We will do image cursor pung. Otherwise, we'll return nothing. And then we just have to make cursor.png. And I'm hoping that it will scale it down correctly. We should probably check that. So can we like source size properties this holds the scaled width and height of the full frame image. Unlike width and height properties, which scale the painting of the image, this property sets the maximum number of pixels scored for the load image. So it looks like width and height will scale it. Looks like width and height will scale it. So can we just do like a... Can we make this like image resize to like 100 by 100, and then can we just like take this and be like, oh, we are here. Oh yeah, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. I guess we kind of want to make the background transparent. Can we do that? Is there like alpha 0 here? And then can I paint bucket that here? Hell yeah. All right. And then I kind of want to like expand this thing, I feel like he should kind of fill this as much as he can. Okay, and then can we like move him down? Cool. And then I guess we need to paint bucket this thing again. Oops. Alpha channel 0. Boom, boom. Oops, paint bucket, paint bucket, paint bucket, paint bucket, paint bucket, paint bucket. Weird. Oh well, whatever. We are saving to homework dsphero GUI cursor.png. Okay, I'm confused about why if I reload this, like that like rectangle is definitely back there. So let's try this again where we take this and we say alpha channel 0, and then I try to paint bucket this. There we go, that's a little better. All right. He's definitely there. He's just way too small. way too small. So maybe it makes sense for us to kind of scale him. I guess we just scale the element here. So we just kind of scale him to the width. All right, we need to get the aspect ratio in here. Aspect. These properties hold the size of images that are actually painted. Oh, here we go. Fill mode, preserve aspect fit is probably what I want. This is going to be fill mode is image preserve aspect fit. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's so sick. We are missing also probably when we exit here, we should stop showing this thing. But you know what? I'm down to call it here for today. It's late, and we've actually made so much fucking progress. Like, look at this. We have like our local variables. We have our registers. We have our breakpoints shown, as well as a cursor pointing to which line we're at. That's fucking awesome. And I will say that like working in QML has actually been, you know, other than like all of the setup issues and the fact that right now we're struggling with importing other modules, the reason that we have these like, you know, nasty nested things here is because imports are not currently working. I think it's because I'm bypassing Qt's build system, like a little hacker cheater. But I will say like the parts of QML that are working, and I think that more parts would be working if I was using it correctly, are quite a pleasure. Like the ability to just kind of like not recompile and like have all like it's a language designed for layout makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of sense. It's so and having like a little JavaScript there, why not? Cool. Let's just show it again because why not? And while we give the spiel. So thank you for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, we stream most days at around 2 o'clock Pacific time to 4 o'clock, or sorry, 12:30 Pacific time to 4 o'clock Pacific time. There's the mainstream segment from 2 to 4, which is kind of what you're seeing now. But there's also like happy hour, which we do usually like 12 or 12:30 to 2. And that's kind of more like, you know, if we were to leave the code in the state it's in now, we would come back later and we'd be like, God, what a piece of shit for writing this, right? That's what we would think about me. But if we were to go back and maybe clean some of things up before we committed them, then we would maybe feel a little bit better about ourselves. And so that's kind of like the happy hour vibe is like cleaning up stuff, maybe like hunting bugs that aren't really, like not really worth doing on a mainstream. So we kind of figured out this like nasty QML bug in happy hour recently where it was like we are embedding resources with QRC resource compiler. When you do that, it's kind of trying to use those file timestamps as a hash for your QML hashing, like QML disk cache. And it turns out that when things are embedded, they don't have like a source file size, but usually in normal QML, you don't hit that because like you would normally use like ahead of time resource compilation and bake that stuff into the module, but we weren't doing that. You know, investigations of stuff like that happen in happy hour. So if you want to check those out, those are archived on Patreon and YouTube members stream or YouTube member VOD. So if you want to check those out, those are available. There are GitHub link and Twitch GitHub links in the YouTube and Twitch descriptions where you can check out this project. It's called DSpharaoh, as well as on Twitch there's a YouTube link, and on YouTube there's a Twitch link. Swing by, say hi if you feel like it. I think that is all we have to plug. I guess don't forget to use your Twitch Primes if you have them. Not that I should, you know, I would like them if you use them on me, but of course just use them in general. And goodbye YouTube, Twitch. Let's find someone to raid.